Mm. Well, it's hard to put into words. It's more of an intuitive thing. Right from the very start, I thought of a hand. But then I worked through a lot of other concepts. But I kept coming back to this hand. And it is an intuitive thing. It's, I suppose there's that sense that the hand can convey so much, as the brief was that this memorial should be about all wars. And so that eliminated any specific soldier or any specific war or uniform or anything like that. So I realised it had to be almost of abstract nature. But my forte, I suppose, is realism. And so the hand is something that has always fascinated me, because it can convey so much. I mean, I often get the feeling that when I'm working, it's my hand as much as my head that determines the outcome of the work I'm involved with. So for me, a hand, and in portraiture, the hand is as important as the face. It can convey so much on its own. And I think of the wonderful works of art of the past. Michelangelo springs to mind. I recall looking at one of his most famous Pieta in Florence, and I did many drawings of it actually. I was in the room all alone, but it was the hand of the dead Christ, which just conveyed so much through just Michelangelo's understanding of the anatomy and everything, and he could convey it. So that struck a chord with me. And when I think of war, I think of the waste of young men and women, the waste of life. You know, they give up their lives often for this cause, whatever the war may be about. But the tragedy of death in war is what has always struck me most about war. And I have been involved in a couple of war paintings and things in the past. And somehow the hand conveys that, can convey that as much as anything else. And I phoned Karen Redmond this morning to get your mobile number. I'd lost it, and she reminded me that Robert Ely had told her of, he loved the idea of the hand, and it immediately he recalled this General John Cantwell, I'm not sure, who was in the First Gulf War, and he apparently he got post-traumatic stress and resigned some years later, I think. But the image that affected him the most, and as soon as he saw my sculpture, he thought of it, was when he was in Iraq and he saw the hand of a dead soldier sticking out of the sand, and that has stuck in his mind. Now this could be that hand, but on the other hand, I don't want to make it look as if it's necessarily dead. I don't want it to be too specific. It can be, I want it to be enigmatic, so that it's not absolutely defined what it is. And no one will be able to say that's a dead hand or a live hand, or one sticking out of the ground, or just a sculpture of a hand. And I think the best art is always like that. It's not, it can't be defined. They say that when you're in front of really good art, you get lost for words. And to give a definition is almost impossible. So that's what I'm going to hope to convey in my sculpture of the hand. The beauty of the young hand, the pathos of war, death, life, resurrection or not. All this, I think, will be conveyed in my sculpture.